to the next presentation on the next challenge, which is enabling virtual world and augmented interaction in high-impact applications to support the realization of Industry 5.0. And we have several presenters here. I suppose Marta Palau-Franco from DigiConnect is going to start. Marta?
Hello, good morning. The presentation is going to be given by Isabel. So I give her the floor.
Okay, perfect. Isabel. Maybe I should mention we have Marta Palau-Franco from DigiConnect. We have Laura Roman from Digi R&I and Isabel Obieta Villalonga from ISME. She's a program manager. Yes.
Sorry for that. I was muted. Yes, sorry. We decided to do it a little bit differently. So I will give the overview, and we will leave. We hope to leave a lot of time for the question and answers, so that at that point, Marta and Laura, both of them, will together with me answer your questions. So the idea is that I will go through the slides, and then they will jump into the questions, if that's okay. Okay.
Yes.
So first of all, let me thank you for attending this session and having an interest in this accelerator challenge. So you can see already from the title that there are two big topics introduced in this challenge. So one of them deals with virtual worlds as a digital environment where one can create and interact with objects, etc. And the other one is very much related to Industry 5.0 as one of the most promising applications of these virtual worlds. And especially the focus here is on human centricity, resilience, and sustainability. So yeah, as I said, together with me, Marta Palau from DigiConnect dealing with the virtual worlds, and Laura Roman from Digi RTD involved in Industry 5.0 will take part in the Q&A session. But I will start by giving the context for the virtual worlds. So what are virtual worlds? So virtual worlds are persistent, are 3D, are real-time immersive environments. So really blurring the line between real and virtual. They can be used for socializing, working, learning, making transactions, playing, and creating. The context is that in July 2023, the European Commission adopted the new strategy on Web 4.0 and virtual worlds to steer this next technological transition. So in there were 23 recommendations put forward by the citizens panel on virtual worlds that have really guided the specific actions included in the strategy. Very relevant to this challenge is the one of the strategy that really focuses on supporting European virtual worlds industrial ecosystem. And this is what this challenge is about. The other big context that I want to introduce is the Industry 5.0. So Industry 5.0 recognizes the power of industry to achieve societal and environmental goals beyond what has to do with jobs or growth creation, and really to become a resilient provider of prosperity. So you can see on top of the slide that several strands come into play that can be clustered. In general, they are clustered in things related either to human centricity, other related to sustainability, or another big buzzword is resilience, like reduced cost by an efficient use of resources, etc. But I will go through those in more detail in the next slide. So in this case, what does human centricity imply? So the mission is industry that works for people, not the other way around. So changing from a technology-driven to a more human-centric approach really means improved safety and well-being, empowered and engaged workers, technologies that enhance workers' capacities and foster creativity, or even adaptive training. So those are some of the issues that encompass human centricity in the Industry 5.0 context, which is extremely important, you will see all along the challenge. The other two big clusters here are sustainability and resilience. So Industry 5.0 is also about all this. So I already mentioned the resource efficiency, but it's also very important to mention the full product life cycle perspective in order to improve environmental outcomes or reach diversified and sustainable supply chains. We really want to help to reach several SDGs, so Sustainable Development Goals, as mentioned on these slides. So this really brings me already to the challenge, and which is where I really want to focus at this point. So again, this is the challenge. So the background of the challenge is that although virtual worlds are not a new concept at all, they have only recently started to become feasible. And their viability is due to the maturity of a range of enablers, such as some of the underlying technology building blocks and the connectivity infrastructure, for example. And however, the existing technological advances need to be really scaled up for a mainstream adoption of virtual worlds, especially in industry. So this requires implementing a human-centric approach in the technology design, in the technology deployment, also based on partnerships with industry. We need the involvement of end users. In this case, the end users can be the workers, can be the customers. And of course, we need a clear cross-sectorial cooperation. So the focus is really on enabling human empowerment, health, safety, skills, learning, and innovation. This is what this challenge is about. To give it a more in detail, the scope, so this challenge aims at enabling the use of high-fidelity virtual worlds in high-impact markets and applications, promoting Industry 5.0 principles of sustainability, human centricity, and resilience by scaling up cutting-edge innovations for platforms, middleware, tools, and devices. So in addition, this challenge aims to orient the application of the solutions developed with virtual worlds technology to Industry 5.0 challenges, which are really pressuring industry in a complex global economic, ecological, and social context. So we feel that one can really feed the other and help in achieving this and facing these challenges of Industry 5.0. So the challenge would therefore fund solutions responding to industry needs for upskill talent, for resource efficiency, cost effectiveness, as well as lowering carbon emissions. Such approaches are necessary to ensure that both industry and society reap the benefits of the technologies to the fullest potential by, for example, lowering their cost, applying their use to sustainability or industrial resilience challenges, enhancing collaboration in work environments, workers' learning, or improving ergonomics. But I will go through some examples in the next slides. First of all, let me read how the specific objective of the challenge is. It is to support the development and deployment of advanced technology solutions which are human-centric, are sustainable and resilient in their design and/or user contexts. The challenge aims at introduction to the market of innovation in areas like artificial intelligence, distributed ledger technologies, spatial computing, local mapping, digital twins. I will go through those immediately, but it's not only about introduction to the market. It's very important that there is scale up in the exploitation of these new market opportunities is really encouraging at this point. So some examples, as I mentioned, for example, for the development of AR, VR solutions, what are we looking for? So we are looking for worker augmentation and learning, for remote expert assistance, skills training, or customer onboarding, for example. So there are many applications there of the AR, VR solutions that we want to really face some of the human centricity, especially issues in Industry 5.0. Another big topic is wearables, smart textiles, and smart objects. So yeah, you know that this can really complement and enrich the user's interaction through the virtual world. So for a more realistic, immersive, or embodied experience and interactions with improved ergonomics, cost-effective enabling applications, all this really contributing to the Industry 5.0 goals of improved ergonomics, cost-effectiveness, etc. Another big strand here is the spatial computing and location mapping. So examples are especially aware virtual worlds applications through really accurate position of objects and users, realistic physics simulation, or for virtual worlds experiences closely tied to physical locations and spaces. You probably know much better than me what this challenge means. The other three big strands that I would like to go through, but they are not exclusive, it's a distributed ledger technology. So this means really the infrastructures and protocols that allow simultaneous access and validation. No? So to enable secure and transparent transaction and to facilitate the management of digital assets in and across virtual worlds, or also in relation to physical assets, for instance, in order to support adoption of these technologies in a multi-site kind of Industry 5.0. Those are the kind of things that we would like to see in the challenge. Another big topic, which of course is well known, but we still are many things to be done, is the digital twins, especially for looking into resilient and safer, for example, transport technologies and sustainable urban mobility systems in what it has to do with also the supply chain, for example. Also digital twins that can help to optimize performance, decision-making, industrial contexts, including the development of all these sensor fusion analysis. All this is included in the challenge. And a final big other strand is the artificial intelligence in Industry 5.0 context. So for intelligent human-centric agents that interact with users to create and script adaptive virtual worlds interaction scenarios and to provide more intuitive and accessible immersive experiences in dynamic Industry 5.0 application contexts. This can be, for example, collaborative worker platforms, rapid wasteless prototyping in virtual worlds, so a lot of prototyping is also involved here, knowledge valorization across different teams, or even remote working in challenging environments. All those are examples, not limited to this, whatever you want to have in this topic, but of course, make sure that this goes into these human centricity, resilience, and sustainability topics of Industry 5.0. So this brings me to the expected outcomes and impact. So the proposals are expected to aim at a sufficient integration of high-risk innovations with the state-of-the-art building blocks, can be proprietary or not, towards compelling in situ demonstration of clear added value from using virtual worlds in high-impact markets like Industry 5.0. This is very important. So you need to make sure that you have a clear added value and also very important, a clear uptake in the market and a scale-up exploitation. So expected outcomes of the innovation include enabling skills upgrade, talent attraction, employee well-being, knowledge retention, all those I mentioned already, also things like cost effectiveness, resource efficiency for industry, but you really need to make sure that your development in the virtual worlds really has a clear added value in this high impact world of Industry 5.0. Another thing I would like to mention is that interoperability between solutions is a key point for the free movement of users, tools between universities and yeah, this is something that you also have to keep in consideration. Also, very important specific conditions, and this is my last slide, are the AI models that may be applied must comply with the EU concept of trustworthy AI, which has already been explained in the previous talk, and also to the relevant ethical principles and existing regulations. Also, in this respect, and in addition to performance, due attention should be paid to data quality, transparency, privacy, and security. Moreover, in addition, the AR/VR and AI tools should be developed and/or applied based on human centricity principles. This I have mentioned all along my presentation. This European perspective should become a differentiating factor that brings a competitive advantage to these companies as well, being an important element in de-risking future investments. So this is my last slide. Marie already mentioned that the indicative budget is 50 million for this topic. And with that, I would like to thank you. And yeah, it's open to your questions. And with me, as I said, Laura and Marta, maybe you can switch on your video, your camera, so that everybody sees you. And yeah, Johannes, you can already.
Thank you, Isabel.
Questions.
Thanks a lot. Johannes?
Yes, currently there's one question, and it states that the RAV or Industry 5.0 is a complex topic, and the question is: our technology has multiple subcomponents. Their TRLs range from 4 to 7. Am I eligible? Should I declare only one TRL for my project?
Giovanni, I'm not sure if you want to answer. I can already say that I would say yes, you're eligible. You need to make sure that you state where you are, where you want to go, and that your outcome is in line with what I just mentioned. So yeah, you can have some subcomponents which are not at the correct TRL, but let's say that your minimum viable products would be at the correct TRL, and with that you can already demonstrate that you can go for the final result in the timeline that is proposed in your proposal. So the answer would be yes, but make sure that you convince your expert evaluators and the jury members that you will be able to reach the final outcome of your proposal. Yeah. Giovanni, maybe you want to jump here also.
No, because your answer was perfect, Isabel, so nothing to add. Thank you.
Then there's another question, and I read it. Could you please expand on the expectations for interoperability between solutions for the free movement of users and tools between virtual worlds?
I think this one I leave to Marta.
I think this one is for me. Basically, what we want with this is, of course, it's not 100%, we understand that, but as much as possible. So we will look into that, because one of the things we want is that the solutions that we get can be used by others, and we don't enter in those close environments in which you need to have a specific A, B, or C to be able to use them, which then restricts the access to others. So that's one of the things. It could be in part of hardware, but then when we go on to the part of virtual worlds, so applications for already the virtual world, which then involve different type of users that will connect there, and also different tools that you will use to go. We are also here talking on the application for Industry 5.0. So it's not overall. So that can be used then, in if a factory wants to use it in a setting, and then another one can also do it, and then they can kind of use the same applications, and I can move, and I don't need to have a specific one to connect to these. And then if I want these other application, I need to connect to the other. I don't know if I've been a little bit more clear on this, or...
I would say so. The next question is a bit provocative. AR is different than VR. What is the ratio between them in terms of allocation? Based on the presentations, AR looks quite weak or low.
I can take that one. There's no specific allocation for that. Those were examples of technologies, of innovations that we would like to see. This is an accelerator challenge. This is a little bit different not very different to what we do in Pathfinder. So it's not that we build a portfolio of projects with all the technologies. So your projects will be selected based on the experts' output evaluation and the jury members. So this doesn't mean that there's a specific allocation for a specific example, as I mentioned here. So both of them apply, and both of them, if you have a good proposal, yeah, you will be there. Yeah, you can be successful. Yeah. Marta, I think you also wanted to mention
Yeah,
something.
and I also want to add that we are talking about virtual walls, not AR, VR only. So virtual walls, it's a more broad topic in which AR, VR is a part. As Isabel has said, there's not a quantity of how much AR or VR, but it's virtual walls. And as you have seen in the presentation, there are also other type of technologies, not only AR, VR. So it's a broad topic, and we have space to allocate all the different type of technologies which are mentioned there, and some other that are also related to virtual walls and maybe have not expressly been mentioned in that list. So people need to have in mind that it's virtual walls and Industry 5.0. So this is the overall, and it's a broad topic, and there are different type of technologies. We just have mentioned some of the main ones of those.
Exactly. Let me reiterate that these were examples, and I think this answers the other question, Joanne, that I was reading on the Slido. So yeah, you can apply with other technologies, with AI technologies. Those are examples. So you need to check that, as Marta was mentioning, you are really defining that the virtual worlds has an added value in Industry 5.0. And you can come with other technologies in that context that fit perfectly the challenge. And we're not mentioning this presentation. Examples. That's what I gave, just examples.
Yeah. And indeed, just for everybody to clarify, there was a follow-up question on, for example, whether applications such as smart wearables or textiles for health sector could be within the purpose of the challenge, and whether the solution needs to be AR or VR to be eligible, or whether can it rather contribute to the goals via AI and avatars. Yes.
So I think I already answered to the question on AI and avatar. So yes, of course, this is virtual worlds, and if they fit into the Industry 5.0 and they have an added value for that, then very interesting. And yes, they fit in the challenge. For the other question, wearables textile for the health sector purposes, I'm not sure what this exactly means. If this doesn't mean that you are going to apply your human-centric, on the opposite. This means that you are going to apply a human-centric approach by having these wearables that will monitor, I don't know, the wellness of the worker in the environment. This could maybe fit. The way it reads, it doesn't immediately like something to me. Maybe Laura, you want to complete something? If you see something in the health sector for Industry 5.0, maybe you can also.
Indeed, thank you. That's what I also wanted to mention, that referring to the health sector, I mean, Industry 5.0, it's a concept that can be applied to different kinds of sectors, so not manufacturing sectors. Yeah, it's inclusive also of the health applications. Of course, this challenge is also related to industry in general, but yeah, medtech is an industry in itself. So yeah.
It's also very much related to the worker. So it really depends what type of health application. So I think it's very important to read again very carefully all the expectations, the objectives, and the scope of the challenge, and see whether it really applies. Just like textiles. Textiles, yes, it could be, but maybe it is not. So you really need to look at the objective of the virtual worlds in Industry 5.0 setting.
Exactly. Thanks, Amari.
And As of right now, there are no more challenge-specific questions. Maybe one for Giovanni, a bit more generic. It's on the screen. Investment would finance market deployment and scale up. Is there a specific list of activities that investment would not finance?
So in a case of the standard application for blended finance in the accelerator, you can use the investment for any type of activity related to the proposal and the project. On the other way, you cannot use the grant, for instance, for market scale up. So while you are supposed to use the grant only for innovation activities, so up to TRL 8, you cannot, you can use on the other end the investment for any type of activities. So there's no limitation on that.